I always have lipstick in my teeth at this point. Every time I put the camera on, I always have lipstick in my teeth. Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have a nice, exciting video for you. So my channel, I want it to be centered all around self-confidence and channeling inner self-love within different elements of our life. Today I have an activity that you can do if you feel like you're at a bit of a loss in terms of your own self-esteem, your own self-confidence, and kind of just being down on yourself, which we so often do and so often don't forgive ourselves for. I teach young adults and children on Saturdays, and I'm an actor, so I teach them acting classes, but I always have a focus of self-development and improving upon your own self-confidence in day-to-day life. So I thought I'd share with you an activity that I did with one of my students that really helped in terms of having breakthroughs and noticing her worth. So I'm going to be doing it with you. I've got my activity written down in my little book, which says Blooming Beautiful. And yeah, I'm going to share this with you, and hopefully it will help someone, and if it helps one of you, then I've done my job. If you are new here, hello lovely, my name is Jessica Porter. I am an actor and I like my focus to be within self-development, like we've talked about. I do different lifestyle videos, and I'm thinking of doing a bit of acting content as well. I also like beauty and fashion too, so if that's up your street, if you feel like you're on a journey of improving your self-confidence, channeling your inner self-love, then subscribe to this channel. I'm there with you. I'm also on Instagram. I'm Jess Porter 283. I keep changing that, but I'm Jess Porter 283. You can message me anytime, and hopefully this video helps you. If it does, please give me a like and leave me a comment too, and let me know what you thought. Anyway, let's get into the video. Okay, so to start, I think the first thing that you can do for yourself is notice and accept that you are on a journey of improving your self-confidence and self-esteem. And as soon as you allow yourself to be aware of that fact, you stop beating yourself up, you're naturally going to stop this inner self-talk, which is really negative, and you're going to change your narrative, and you're going to move forward in trying to change it, and this activity will definitely help you to do that. It's true that your subconscious brain naturally believes everything that you tell it. So if you're going to tell yourself you're fat, if you're going to tell yourself that you don't like yourself, if you're going to tell yourself that you're not good enough, then you're going to believe that, and that's what you're going to put out to the world, and that's what the world's going to give back to you. So this is all about changing your narrative and re-triggering your brain and getting into your brain to realise where the problem lies and what you are actually thinking about yourself, despite maybe not even realising it. So, to start, I always do some journaling. Journaling is great in day-to-day life anyway, and it's just great to reset your mindset. Even if you were in a bad mood or an awful mood that day, journaling it, writing it, getting it out of here and onto a page is it's a natural remedy. So I'm gonna read you out some of the prompts that I use, because sometimes just writing, I never know what to write. If I'm just left and told, write how you feel, it's like, what do you want me to write? So I just have a few prompts that help me day to day, which may help you too. Journaling. So if you're doing this activity with me, write these prompts down, and I suggest doing these in the morning and in the night time every day, because they will really help to put you on a higher vibrational frequency. They'll make you feel good, essentially. And also aware of how you're feeling, so that if you are feeling bad, you can work out why and get into the nooks and crannies. I think that's the right saying, of why you're feeling that way, and then you can further improve upon that and sort it out to improve your day-to-day life. So I start with gratitude. I write down 3 things that I am grateful for. Just a small list, but doing this every day, you start to realise how grateful you are. Then I write down 3 goals. If I'm doing this in the morning, I write down 3 goals for that day. If I'm doing this as a general exercise, just write down 3 goals. You may want to do it for the week, or you may want to do it just for that evening or the next morning. You choose. This is your activity. You can cater it to however you want to do it. I then write down an affirmation. I have an affirmation app on my phone. I look at it every day and I write down the affirmation for that day, and I secure that in my brain, or I can make up my own. So in this case, if you are struggling with self-confidence, your affirmation could be, I am worth being heard. I then write that down either to fill my page, or I write it down 10 times and then I say it to myself out loud. Then my next prompt is, how am I feeling right now? And I've got to be honest with myself. So if I'm waking up in the morning and I'm not feeling too great, I write that down and I write down why. If I'm feeling good, I write that down and I write down why. Sometimes I get an anxious feeling and I don't know why, so I write that down. I'm feeling anxious, but I haven't yet worked out why that is. So for example, I did this with one of my students, and they said, I am feeling normal. So then we had to pick and go further, dig further and say, okay, right, the question is now, what is my normal feeling? And then they explain what their normal is. Then the next question was, what do I want my normal to be? Then the next question was, what can I do to reach my normal every day? You can cater this to what you feel. So if you feel that you want to dig further, then do that. Write down questions that will help you dig further. And if you feel like you don't know how to do that, then maybe get a friend to give you prompts that may aid you. I'm happy to do that. Message me anytime. Next, what thoughts am I having? This, especially in the morning, just gives you leeway to write down anything that you're feeling. I feel like when I wake up, I am often brimming with thoughts and I don't even realise it until I write it all down and put it on the page and then read it through, and I'm like, wow, I had a lot in my head that day. Next, I write down, how does my body feel physically? It's always good to be aware physically, so that you can also be aware mentally too. What predictions or assumptions am I making about the day ahead? So if you're doing this as just a general exercise in the middle of the day, what predictions and assumptions are you making about tomorrow or tonight? What is affecting you in that moment, and what are you presuming is going to happen? Because whatever you presume, whatever you believe, is most likely, you're more likely to manifest that into your life. But write it down and see if you can change that. So my next prompt is anything from yesterday still impacting on me today? It's important to know if there actually is something that is still on your mind, but maybe you're neglecting, or maybe you're not allowing yourself to look into that. As soon as we address that and write that down, then it's almost like a weight lifts off our shoulders. It's still there, but as soon as we make ourselves aware of that, then that's the first step. And yeah, we can go through day-to-day life constantly neglecting problems, but as soon as we say that something's impacted on ourselves, then we can notice that and move forward. And then I do my manifestation receipt. I can do a further video on the law of attraction and manifestation if this is something that you guys would be interested in, but it basically involves me writing down things that I want to happen as if I already have them in order to attract them into my life. Then if I am doing this journaling in the evening, I can write down how have I been today, what happened today. It's always good to log what you've been doing each day and compare it to how you've been feeling, because you can catch any patterns, and if something is actually making you sad or upset, you can break that pattern by noticing it in your journal. I write down my gratitude, and I write down 3 reasons that I am proud of myself. So that is noticing that you're doing things throughout the day, no matter how small they are. Just the small achievements can make the biggest difference to our mood when we notice them and reward ourselves for them. And then I do my manifestation receipt. So as a general exercise, if you're doing this in the middle of the day, you can cater your journaling to how you want. So pick and choose from the prompts that I've given you and just start writing and see how it makes you feel. The next part of this exercise is it's going to be called the job opportunity.
The job opportunity.
Not very inventive, but you know, I'm thinking on my feet. So what you're going to do is envisage a job role has come up for your dream job, or a casting call, or whatever you want to call it, but it's your dream job and you have a strong chance of getting this job. Let's imagine. What you have to do is set a timer on your phone for 5 minutes. You are going to spend that 5 minutes writing down why you think you're right for the job, about your skills, but let's imagine that the employer is hiring off who you are. So write that down too. Once you've written it down, you're going to read through it and notice what you've written. Have you actually written and doubted yourself? If you have, I want you to go in there and pick out why. If you haven't written anything good about yourself, then I want you to look into that text that you've written and pick at it and change it. So if you've written something negative, you're not going to get that job. So change the narrative. I like to be unnoticed. If that's something you've written down, change it, make it the opposite. Even if you don't believe it, I deserve to be noticed. I deserve to be heard. Change it. If you've written good things about yourself and you don't believe them, that is also fine. It's fine not to believe them at this point, but then you've written that, so that's something that you want to achieve, that's somewhere you want to get to. So then once you've analysed your own text, you're going to read it to yourself in the mirror and you're going to notice how that makes you feel, and it's probably going to feel cringe and uncomfortable. That's fine, that's normal. But you're then, for that whole week, you're going to go to the mirror and you're going to read it out before you go to bed every single night, and maybe in the morning too. Fit this around you, but make it a priority to read it out to yourself every single night. If there's anything negative in what you've written to get the job, there can't be. You can't have anything negative on that page about yourself. Everything on there has to be positive. And I think the 5-minute timer is good because it puts you under a time limit. I would say aim to write at least 10 things about yourself that you enjoy and that you love, or that you want to love, and see what happens. So in this next couple of clips, you're going to see me journaling and using some of the prompts that I mentioned, and you're also going to see me write my passage for the job interview.
The job interview.
And then I'm nervous, but I'm going to read it out, and I'm really nervous about that, but I'm going to read it out, and I'm going to maybe go into the evaluation of the text, and because I think it would be interesting and may help you guys too. Okay, so I've just spent my 5 minutes writing about a page in order to pitch myself for this job that I've explained. This was hard. It was hard for me to do. I got to a point where I was at a standstill, and I was like, what else do I actually like about myself? And that's where the awareness is, that I should be able to write pages of what I like about myself, and I should be able to gas myself up as much as I want, despite what society says I can do. So when I read this out, these are things that I don't always believe. Some of them I do, and some of them I'm still learning to believe about myself. And we should be able to gas ourselves up like this on social media and on the internet. So I really hope that you do join me in this exercise, because it's been really helpful for me, and this is a big thing, me reading this on this video, but I'm going to do it. I would like to apply for the job as the lead female character in this musical because I am a working class actor with strong feminist values. I am a highly skilled actor, but as well as that, I am friendly, I care, I will always go out my way to support my friends and family, or to those who I feel need my support. I have a determination and work ethic that I'm very proud of. I love to listen and give advice where and if I can. I am beautiful inside and out, and I value myself and my body. I have a strong instinct which I'm learning to tap into and follow every day. I have so much passion for so many causes, and I will dedicate my life to fighting them if it means making change for future generations. These are the reasons that I think you should hire me. Okay, so there was a lot of stuff in there that was difficult for me to write because I didn't properly believe it, and difficult for me to say as well. It might not have looked it, but it definitely was. But just now having that awareness and writing that down, that this is what I want to achieve in my mind, is such a big step. And I'm going to read it every day to myself in the mirror, and I really hope you guys join me in doing that for yourselves too. If you do try out this exercise, then leave me a comment or send me a message, let me know. I'd really like to know. Remember, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, give it a thumbs up so I know and I can make more videos like this. Give me a comment and subscribe if you've not already. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video.